And now, the Crypt Keeper of Creepy, the provocative prince of the tweens, the nightmare from Neptune. It's Zabujard!
Are there female angels? Are there sexy women angels with wings? Some people might say yes, some people might say no. A circle has 360 degrees. Every 5 degrees is a new angle, a new angel. 360 degrees divided by 5 is 72. These are the 72 names of God, the 72 angels, the 72 Goetic demons. Every angle of the zodiac wheel corresponds to a part of your consciousness every 5 degrees. The sun goes around in a circle, in a process. We are the sun of our lives. We're going around in these circles through stages and processes of our life. And where we are in our life, it shows we're going through different things. And the sun goes through different constellations. It goes through different things. And it affects the earth, the seasons. We're the earth being affected by the sun. And our sun, sometimes it's in the season of spring. Sometimes it's in the season of winter. Sometimes we're progressing. Sometimes we're regressing. It depends on a bunch of different factors, but they're all inside of us. And it doesn't matter if you're a Pisces, you can't let that planets dictate your entire life. It's all about what you do. It really doesn't matter. Nothing matters. But the word nothing, I feel like that's a pre-planned, some sort of evil faggot half-truth riddle that's been pushed and forced into our vocabulary vernacular, that exact phrase, nothing matters, because when you think about it, it's a double-edged dildo sword, because nothing, when you say nothing matters, you're saying nothingness actually matters. You're saying that nothing actually does matter. You're not saying, oh, nothing matters. You're saying nothing actually does matter. It matters. Which means everything you do and nothing you do matter at the same time. But yeah, I mean, hopefully there is a hot, sexy angel, a female angel with wings, who could hit me up in the astral plane or whatever. Because, you know what? Because look, if there's 72 angels, then some of them must be feminine or angels. But what I'm saying is retarded. If I'm right about if they're just parts of your consciousness, then you're talking about dealing with feminine parts of yourself, being healed by whatever parts you need to be healed by in your brain and your balls and things. And even if you text a woman and they ignore you and they reject you, even if a woman did that to me, which they all do, it's actually still technically my win. It's actually still my win, and I'll tell you why. That's because just by me sending them a text and they can ignore it, but they read it, because it says iPhone has read your text, so I know that they read it. Now, even if they don't respond, which they don't, I'm still the winner here, and I have still won, and I'm going to tell you why I still won. It's because I, like a computer virus, or a parasite, or some type of parasitical worm, have wiggled and sniggled and niggered my way into this woman's brain, and her consciousness, and her vision through her eyeballs and her eyesight, into her soul, into her brain, into her life, into her mind, into her world view, into her realm, but most of all just into her consciousness. And by me wiggling my way into there, even if they don't respond, it's still my win, because guess what? I've forced myself into these people's brains. And so I exist inside of their brains. I exist inside there, and I also exist in my brain, but now I've forced my existence into their brain. So now I'm spreading like a big cummy virus. And it's fine, because that's what I'm going to do. And so, sorry, there's somebody walking by with a dog here. 1 second. At the hotel. Give me a sec. Couple of people walking by. Anyways, I don't really have much to say. I was just sitting in the bathroom for a few hours on the floor in Indian crisscross applesauce position. A lot of you guys might know that position from kindergarten. Crisscross applesauce. And, I haven't sat like that probably in a few decades. So it was very fun and nice and kind, and a good way to be kind and rewind to an earlier stage of my life when we had to sit in that position and get intimate with the floor. I'm talking bare butt on the floor. You're reconnecting your feet and your buns to the earth if you are sitting on the earth. And, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And so I'm just trying to say it's my win. She doesn't win. Even if they block me and ignore me, it doesn't matter because I've won. I'm the winner here. They might think they're the winner, but they probably don't. But maybe they do. But if they do, and if they did, and if they ever do, they're wrong. They're dead wrong because I'm the one who has won here. This is checkmate for them. All women, this is checkmate for you. I move my king from f5 to f8. It's checkmate. I take your king. I take your queen. I take your king. Checkmate. Because this is the ultimate alpha male move. Is that I have inserted myself into their brain, and that's all. That's all, folks. That's all. That's it. And that's important. I think that's important. And so it doesn't matter, and I'm just, it's just, if people say like grumpy things and stuff, I think they're just trying to get some angry, grumpy words out of their body, in their mouth. And when you're trying to get rid of angry energy, I think that's, the element of that, the element of angry energy and passion and passionate energy, and maybe even lust or something, is the element of fire. And the planet of fire and anger and war is Mars. Okay, these are elements of your consciousness that people can deal with if they want to deal with. If they want to deal with their anger or whatever, then they want to deal with the energies of Mars, candy bars, and they want to deal with this planetary shit. The planets are inside of our balls, and they're also up in the sky. I can see them sometimes. I'm talking about the major 7 planets that the ancients, worshipped, not the other gay planets like Pluto, which is actually probably a pretty cute planet. I'm talking about the major 7 planets. If you need to deal with the energies of love, then you got to focus on the energies of Libra, constellation of Libra. If you want to deal with the energies of anger, the sign for anger is, I don't know, I don't remember. Anyways, doesn't matter. Whatever. And I gotta write a report for work, but I always just write the same reports, and I think they get kind of pissed off. There's been 5+ break-ins of cars on my shift specifically, so they're starting to get kind of pissed off that I haven't caught the thief. I parked in a completely different place last night to try to catch the thief. Hell, the guy who owns this hotel even said he would pay me money to catch the thief. He didn't say how much money, but I assume it's a good fat chunk of cash and cum. But, of course, I didn't see the thief last night, and I didn't catch him. But I saw him on video camera, and I have his description. He's a Mexican man, of course. He wears all black, handlebar mustache. He rides a 10-speed bike, also black or dark blue. He, what else is there to say? He wears all black. He wears a hoodie and a baseball hat. And he's pretty good at jumping walls. He has to climb these 10-feet walls to sneak into the parking garages, which he's been doing with a backpack making out with dozens, tens of thousands of dollars from all of the cars that he's broken into. And by broken into, I mean people leave their cars unlocked, unfortunately, and he simply opens the door and steals thousands of dollars from a lot of these cars in here. But I haven't really seen him anywhere, and I didn't see him last night. But, hey guys, look, I know Mexicans aren't the only people who steal, okay? They're just, about 99% of them, alright? And, I think he thought that there was a Taco Bell here, so he broke in and he was trying to steal all the tasty tacos and salsa chips and lots of chips and dips and whips and snips and clips. And yeah, I am going to swim, and I am planning to swim in a few minutes. And I think I'm looking forward to it, because I do like swimming a lot, and I love water a lot. I was thinking it would be cool to have a bath with a shower head that's connected to the bath water, and then that way you can reuse your bath water on yourself, but you don't have to keep using a bunch of new water, and you can reuse the water in your bathtub with a shower head that's electric or whatever. I even looked at bath toys for adults, trying to find a toy that would simply, for babies, that would simply reuse the water out of a bathtub onto yourself, but I couldn't find any, just a bunch of rubber ducks. So I wish I could invent stuff, because I would just invent a stupid electric toy for the bath where you could just plug it in somehow. And they have some that are battery operated. So I don't think I'm going to buy one, though. I mean, you guys saw that spinning, rotating thing that I hooked up to my circus equipment, and I just used a PVC pipe and a paracord to attach a rotating device onto a swivel, but there's just not enough room on those pull-up bars to do cool spins and shit. Real circus performers, they use what's called an A-frame. It's an A-shaped metal bar thing, and it goes up very high, and that gives them lots of room to do spins and tricks. And I don't think I could really fit that in my small room. So I'm really trying to improvise. And I did come up with great, amazing ideas and plans on how to build an obstacle course if I ever bought a piece of property. You just need a big concrete bricks from Home Depot, those cheap ones that are heavy and big, and then all you have to do is stick metal bars on top of those, and then boom, you made an extremely easy to make playground obstacle course. And so that's what I would build if I had some land. I would just get those big bricks and metal bars, and I would simply make a really beautiful concrete treehouse obstacle course, McDonald's playground type of gay nigger fucking structure that anyone could use, exercise on, whatever people want to do. I don't care, but I would use that, because I think I like to climb around like a chimpanzee or something. I think there's something primal inside of that. When people ask, like, what's the meaning of life, a lot of people would probably say, oh, it's to have kids and a wife and a family and stuff, and they're probably right. But I don't know. So for me, I don't know. So for me, if they ask, I'd say I don't know. I'd probably just make like some sort of an obstacle course out of stupid bricks and poles and things like that, or maybe sticks or something like that. Some type of artistic endeavor of some kind, or something like that. Something around the outside. Yep. 2 trailer park boys go around the outside. Oh, I have to clock out of work now. And then I'm going to swim. I really like to swim in water. I haven't swam in a month or so. So I am looking forward to it, to the swimming. And, besides that, I think I'm doing good, but my sleep hasn't been very good. But besides that, I think I've been doing kind of good, to be honest. Totally alone, of course. I haven't seen person or a friend or anything like that in a long time. So I was thinking about joining a group of witches and trying to get their numbers or something. Try to show them how to really use a broom, if you catch my drift, where a broom can really go. And women have a lot of holes where, let's just say, a broom could do some deep cleaning is all I say. Well, you say, what kind of broom are you talking about, Jer? Are you talking about a real broom, or are you talking about your censoring that word? But, no, but, yeah, I think that's the perfect plan, is if you join a social group of witches, because they're all women, plus they're lesbians. So I think any one of them could fall madly in love with me if I ever met a woman. I think that they would, because everything about me, people say that people can't be perfect, and people aren't perfect, but a lot of those people haven't met me and they haven't seen me. And once they see me, they change their mind. They say, wait, maybe people can be perfect. But they only start thinking it after they meet and see me. If they haven't seen or met me or watched my video, cartoons, or podcast, then they're going to think, nobody's perfect. I mean, that's just, I've never seen or met a perfect person. There's no such thing. Then, or, just some, or, or a group of, the Jewish magic, some sort of Jewish magic group or something, or some kind of, like an occult group. And don't say Freemasonry, because they charge you $100 a year, and I'm very cheap. So I don't think I would even want to join the Masons. Otherwise, I would think about it. Also, I don't like driving a lot. And you have to drive to their gay little lodges that they have in every town. I don't know. We'll see. I don't know if I'm going to join a group, but maybe I'll look into it a little bit. It's kind of nerve-wracking if you join an anime group or something. You go and then you don't know if they're going to be strange, but you just imagine you're going to be standing in a corner while they're all laughing at your penis size, and you crouch down in a corner, and you're naked and afraid and embarrassed, and they're all throwing rocks and socks at you. And it's like, do I really want to go to an anime group where that could happen in some sort of, there's a lot of, there's a lot of things to consider about this realm, because, this realm, people are like, should we be grateful for this realm? Well, it could be worse, but it could be better. So it depends. You could say, I'm grateful that I'm in this realm that isn't as bad as a possible, even worse realm than this might exist. And I'm grateful that I'm somehow not even in that somehow possibly existing worse realm than this, if such a thing exists, which a lot of people think that it does. You might think that it's hell and heaven, but that's only 3 dimensions. What if there's a quadrillion fag dimensions, a different realm where people have penguin feet and 3 heads? And that could be worse than this or better than this. And you could say, well, this realm isn't very good, so I'm not grateful about anything. But what if there's a worse realm? Then you could technically just say, well, I'm grateful that I'm not in that worse realm. Okay, God bless you and your family. See you guys next time. Bye. Yeah, I think I gotta go into the bathroom. My my toes are just starting to hurt. Like, I feel like they're getting hypothermia, because they just hurt from being so cold or something. Like, they just feel like they're in pain. And I don't wear socks, as you guys know. But I have a sweater wrapped around my feet right now, and it's not helping. For some reason, they still feel like they're turning into ice cubes. So I think I'm gonna have to sit in the toilet for a few hours, because at least it's warmer in there. The rest of my body is cold, but not nearly as bad as my toes. I don't know why my toes get so frozen, even though I wear sandals 24/7. Yeah, I don't know. I maybe bad. What's it called? What's it called when the circulation? Maybe that's the reason why. I don't know. Anyway, I guess I'm gonna walk out there. It's fucking cold, man. I can't wait to quit this dumbass job. Hey guys. So I'm at work. It's freezing. I'm freezing my tootsies off, so to speak. It is freezing. Probably in the 40s, low 40s or something like that, which might not sound super cold to you guys, but it's cold. And I should be able to quit this job very soon. I think very soon. Within a few weeks. And I didn't eat all day. I brought a couple of cookies with me to work tonight. That's about it. Some water and a Coke. Not that hungry, but I got a long night. I mean, I got, I got a couple more hours left here, but then I gotta go to a thing in this town. So I think I'm just gonna stay in this town for a few more hours and sleep at a Carl's Jr. or some shit. Cause then I gotta go to an appointment thing in this town where I work in, instead of driving back to my house, which isn't that far away, but I might stick it out at a fast food place for a few freaking hours. Cause I gotta go to this dumbass appointment. I don't know. It's gay as fuck. Thank gosh, the world's going to heaven in a handbasket. Thank gosh that Donald Trump is coming to be our president and to suck Obama's cock. So just pray as much as you can. That's my advice. And yeah, I don't have much else to say. All right. Donald's getting sworn in on January 20th, which is also Jan's birthday. So I guess wish Jan a happy birthday and wish Trump a good birthday. And I was going to upload a cartoon today, but then I fell asleep. I've been waking up at 9 in the morning for some reason, and I don't know why. And I had this weird dream last night that I broke into someone's house. And if someone that I haven't seen in a long time, decades. And then I ran away because they came home. And then I came back and I apologized for breaking into their house. Very strange dream. I can't recall any other dreams I've had where I've broken into someone's house like that. Kind of a different dream than usual. I'm gonna have to look up what that might mean. I don't quite understand that, honestly. I've been doing a couple of magic rituals. I know that sounds gay, but I'm just trying it out and seeing how it goes. The ones I'm doing is just the LBRP, Lesser Banishing Ritual of the Pentagram, and the LBRI, Lesser Invocation of the Angels, or some crud like that. I don't remember the acronym here, but they're the most basic beginner rituals you can do. I haven't gotten to the eating youngsters part on Smegstein's Island sort of rituals yet. That's what they all do in Hollywood. And I have a crush on Aubrey Plaza, but that's what she does in her free time. She's underneath Pizza Hut eating youngsters with Macaulay Culkin. They're all in on it. They're all doing this. They're all into the black magic shit. The black magic shit is the back of the Kabbalistic tree. The back of the Kabbalistic tree is called the Klipa. Klipa with a Q. I know, very interesting spelling. The Klipa is the back of the tree, I think. And the Klipa are these, they're called shells. And these shells absorb all of this energy so that they can survive. They don't have souls. They're kind of negative, and they're kind of negative and evil, basically, but really all they are shells that absorb energy so that they can live and survive. That's it. They're different from demons, you know. So there's angels, and demons are the shadows of angels. Okay? You can think of it like that. Angels are the 72 emanations of God's light and God's consciousness in this world, I think. And demons are kind of like, I guess, the opposite. They're like I don't know how to explain it, but they're the shadows of angels. And the Klepo are the shadows of the front side of the tree's 10 Sephiroth. So I hope that makes sense. And these Klepo, I don't know if they're good or bad, but I'd say they're closer to bad, because they're these empty vessel shells, and they absorb the light and they absorb consciousness. To me, it reminds me of how people aren't reading books anymore, and their brains are turning into brain rot, and they're being absorbed by these random Klepo entities. So they're just like getting their soul and their brain sucked out of their dick all the time, and sucked out of their body. And it's like, before you know it, all these people will be brainless, soulless freaks, and they will just be consumed by Klepo or something. Klepa. It's hard to pronounce it, okay? But, so I think people need to start reading books and praying. I think those are the two coolest things people can do right now. And of course other cool stuff like exercising, gardening, soaking in sunlight, drinking beer on a Friday night, kissing girls on a Saturday delight, drinking smeg and fucking farting. You know, it sounds like a country song. Drinking beer just feels so right. Kissing girls on the smeg delight. Getting horny on a Saturday night. Smoking weed and I'm up all night. You know, it sounds like a country song, but I think those would be some cool, important things for people to do. Would be like meditate, pray, exercise, socialize, sunlight, eat right, drink tight, sleep tight, pussy's tight, you know, whatever. I think those things sound like that's what humans should be doing. Like, they should be doing human things. But what do you see people doing now? People now are scrolling. Constant scrolling on screens. That's not a human thing. That's a weird fucking Klepo demonic thing that's been forced into our realm somehow. You know, humans, I don't think naturally should scroll screens all day. I think there's something nefarious going on. I think there's something very nefarious at work here. People are being sucked and tucked and cucked and fucked, and they're being sucked into this apathetic, lazy lifestyle, including me. I'm mostly bedridden, so take it with a grain of salt what I'm saying, but I think my daily routine is trying to fight back against laying in bed all day. It's trying to get the energy to get out of bed and do anything just to get out of the bed. And I've been doing good-ish this whole week, and I'm very proud of that. For at least 5 or 6 days, I think I've been doing kind of well at that, and I'm very happy and proud about that. I really am. And so yeah, there you go. And yeah, I think humans should be doing human things, and I think it's as simple as that. The reason why there's all this sickness, gay, AIDS, and cancer is because humans aren't doing human things. They're doing weird gay shit. They're doing drugs and hugs and slugs and bugs. And AI, they're making AI cartoons of Charles Floyd and all this stuff. They're doing all these inhuman things, it almost seems like. I don't know. You know what I mean. It's something suspicious is going on here. And Jan told me about childhood amnesia. Write in the comments if you know what that is or if you have that. Apparently a large percentage of people can't remember anything about their life, and they have no memories before they were the age of like 12. Oh, someone's car is going off. I don't think it's the car thief, though. I've been made aware that there's a car thief who has now broken into at least 5 cars on my shift, thanks to my fake supervisor who thinks he's a real supervisor, even though I don't think he is a real supervisor. And he keeps telling me that there has now been at least 5 break-ins on my shift, all in the underground parking garages. So I walked through those a little bit tonight. Of course, I didn't see anyone down there. So I guess I can check again, but he said they're breaking in between 1 and 3, which is coincidentally the time that I'm drinking Mountain Dew and having my nails done, and mostly sitting in my car doing nothing. But apparently there's been at least 5 break-ins on my shift specifically, so it sounds like maybe my bosses aren't that happy about that, although they never talk to me. It's only him who thinks he's a supervisor, but I don't think he is. But I never actually hear from my real bosses ever, pretty much. I haven't heard from them in a long time, really long time. So I have no idea what they think about all this crap, because they never say anything to me, which is fine. It's very fine. And, what were we talking about again? Don't know. Don't know what we're talking about. Oh, childhood amnesia. That's right. Apparently, and this sounds like one of those situations where people don't have an inner monologue, but humor me. Apparently you can Wikipedia this as well. There's a whole fucking gay little article on it. People don't remember stuff before the age of like 12 or 4 or both or something. And Jan said that it's because I talked to him on the phone. He said that it's because when your brain goes into puberty, it's kind of like resets all your gay memories and stuff like that. Now this sounds a little suspicious, but then I can humor the notion of some normies being so brain dead that they can't remember anything or have an inner monologue, because I think I tend to overthink things a lot, because I'm way smarter than the average bear, to quote a genius named Yogi Bear, who lived in the Glacier Hills Regional Park. And the park ranger, I don't remember his name, because who cares? I remember Boo Boo's name, and I think it's unclear who Boo Boo's parents are, because I don't think they're yogis. I don't think Boo Boo is really Yogi's son. I don't think that's explained. I don't know. I think it's questionable that an adult male bear is hanging out around with a little tiny baby boy bear. I think the whole show was actually just a nod to Yogi being a pedo and enforcing more of that stuff onto youngsters, similar to the movie The Jungle Book, where the little boy plays with the big bear the whole movie. Of course, the word bear meaning a hairy gay man who seemed to love youngsters. That's been around since the YMCA. You would have these men create these organizations like the YMCA so they could get young men to come join their gyms so that they could groom them. If you want more information on this, there was an island way before Nepstein's Island back in the 50s where all these bears took these youngsters, and for example, Nambla was way bigger back then, and they had an island. I don't remember the name of the island. Somebody write in the comments if you remember the name, but this was way before Mepstein's Island. But it's all gay anyways, because they just take them underground now. The islands are a distraction. They're a smoke screen. They're all underground now, but there was a big island thing in the 50s that broke out with the YMCA scandals and stuff like that. Which is, why they made that song, is because they were trying to bring boys to the YMCA so that they could take them to the islands and all this stuff and groom them. Anyway, so there's a split in the brain during puberty or something. And I guess some gay reason is that, I don't know, that the brain, whatever. So some people have a hard time remembering anything before puberty. If you're one of those people, write in the comments. If you can't remember anything before puberty, I'd be quite surprised if anyone had that issue. But I have met a few airheads in my life, but, you know, ignorance is bliss and all that stuff, you know, I guess. For example, I think my grandma is very bad dementia, so maybe she's in bliss right now or something, I don't know. Doesn't remember who I am or what my name is. And I don't even remember if she remembers that her favorite soda was Sprite, but I feel like she does. I feel like she does remember how much she loves Sprite, but does not remember my name, of course, but she does remember Sprite. And anyways, it's a very interesting topic. It does remind me of that whole how many people have an inner monologue question. How many people think about what they say before they say it? How many people can actually visualize objects in their head, such as an apple or an orange? Turns out a lot of people have a hard time actually visualizing objects in their brain, such as a red, shiny apple with a green leaf on top and a brown stick, or a circular, juicy orange with smeggy white liquid coming out of the top when you squeeze it. I have a very easy time visualizing these objects in my mind's eye. Write in the comments if you have a hard time visualizing objects in your brain. I think, anyways. I think this reality is way more complicated and confusing than it appears to be, and there are possibly the tools to learn a lot about this place through the Kabbalah and the Torah and stuff like that in other books, but it's still going to be tricky for boys like me who are kind of lazy and don't really have many skills and are in the bed all day. Like, yeah, I need to. I feel like I wasn't really taught any skills growing up by my folks, by my mom. I grew up with a mom. I feel like I didn't really learn any skills from her. I can't think of any skills that I learned from her, but I did. As you can tell, I did get her wacky sense of humor and personality. She's a very peppy, fun woman. She's a preschool teacher, so she always talks like she's talking to a bunch of toddler preschoolers. And I think I've picked up a ton of that silliness energy from her, which has also led to my personality being very prank and joke-centered and silly, growing up with a preschool teacher who was always rhyming like a Dr. Seuss book all the time. Every sentence was a rhyme. And, yeah, I know. A lot of people, some people think that people who are very attached to their moms end up gay. But I think my mom's very cool, of course, and she's like a good friend to me. And I'm actually extremely straight. They also say the more brothers you have, or something, the youngest boy in a family of a lot of men, brothers, will be more likely to be gay, since the mom runs out of some sort of hormone or chemical that will make the boy's brain more masculine. That's taught in all the gay science books nowadays. I don't know if that's true or if that's just gay agenda shit, but yeah, I don't have any brothers, but I got a lot of sisters. I have too many sisters, actually, but no brothers. I can't wait to quit this job. It's so freaking cold here all the time. So cold. Usually when it's this cold, I just sit in the public bathroom for a few hours, and it hurts the hell out of your back and your ass sitting on a hard porcelain toilet for hours. It really rapes your back, mostly your back. Honestly, my back's been getting raped and hurt like every day this week, but I'm not taking aspirin for it, and I'll tell you why. I saw something on Twitter, and it's talking about aspirin and all these medicines and stuff. They feel good because they get your pain away, but then they just kind of fuck up your whole pain response in your body. So it's just like, it's a handicap, man. It's like you're handicapping yourself with aspirin, so then the next time you get hurt, your body's like, I'm not gonna help you with the pain. Just take a bunch of aspirin. It's training your body to always want some gay aspirin when it's hurt, instead of relying on its own natural healing factor. Because our bodies are extremely special, and we have the divine in us. Our soul is divine from God. We have God in us. We are divine because we have God's divine soul in us and stuff. And so I think our bodies can work pretty well just naturally. We don't need all the gay evil AIDS crap scenes. We don't need all the gay medicine. Some medicine I think is pretty useful though. And we don't need all the gay junk food. We don't need all this gay shit. We should really just be living naturally, picking nuts off the ground, putting them in water so that the cancer chemicals come out. Turns out nuts release cancerous chemicals to protect themselves from being eaten by rodents and stuff. But if you soak the nuts in water, it kind of tricks them. It makes them think they're going to be planted in the ground. So then they release these carcinogens into the water, and then you're able to eat the nut. Very strange nuts and things. And there's also that myth of that Australian tree, eucalyptus tree, that its leaves fall off and burn very easily in a fire, but the trunk stays very strong and firm. They think maybe the trees evolved this way. I don't believe in evolution, but the trees work this way so that when there's a forest fire, their leaves burn all the other competing trees around the area, leaving only the eucalyptus trees to remain alive after forest fires. Very bizarre to think about plants using techniques to help them survive, like Venus flytraps and all those other weird-ass plants. But I guess it makes sense, I guess. It almost makes the plants... It makes the plants sound like predators or, I don't know, survivors or defenders or something when they're... I don't know, they're much different creatures than us, it seems like. They live much slower, like a turtle. It takes them a long time to grow. And, it takes humans a while to grow, too. Like, it takes babies a long-ass time just to walk and talk, whereas you get a puppy, and it's pretty much as smart as it's going to be after, a couple of weeks or something, or a week. It's very interesting. I do like dogs, but they're a lot of work, so I don't know if I would ever get a dog myself. Maybe a cat, because it would be less work. But the thing is, the mindset of oh, I'm not going to do that because it would be too much work is probably not a good mindset to have, especially for NEETs and stuff, because lately a phrase has been popping into my mind that says that what you get out of this reality is what you put into it. For example, with the magic rituals, the energy that you put into the magic ritual is energy that you're going to get back later, or possibly more. But it's important to put a lot of powerful energy into the ritual, because that's the energy you're going to be getting back. And I think that also probably is like life as well. The amount of effort you put into life is probably the amount of, I don't know, satisfaction you're going to get out of it. Whereas if you're always avoiding responsibility or avoiding putting energy into things or avoiding non-laziness or whatever, it's like it might be just a huge recipe for disaster, in my opinion. Like, I was thinking about, I got a bunch of dirty dishes in my room, and I thought today, I was like, I'm not gonna do that, you know. But then I thought about that shit I just said. I thought, all right, I'll fucking do it. Let's just do it. And you know, I don't know if I was doing a good job washing them. I'm like, all right, that's good enough. No, I better fucking just finish the job. Put some effort into this life. Put some effort into our thinking and into our everything. If we just put a little bit more effort into everything, we're gonna get that much satisfaction back, maybe. I'm hoping. I think that might be a real thing. Whereas if you just try to avoid and run away from all these things, then you're not gonna get anything back from it. Or maybe some comfort, I don't know. Maybe that, but I'm not sure what else. I have to think about what I should do after I quit this job. Should hopefully be soon. I think some people, you ask them what's the meaning of life, they say have a family and have a youngster and have a wife and all that stuff. And I never once thought about being a father or anything like that. So right now, what I think about, maybe I just daydream, and maybe that's the meaning of life or something, but I've been thinking it would be cool if I bought a property and I built a playground obstacle course on it. And I'm not very good at building, but I thought of an ingenious way to make a playground obstacle course. You just stack those big concrete blocks on top of each other, and then you get some metal poles, and then you just like put those on top, and then you put bricks on top of that. And I think that's like the easiest way to build a playground obstacle course on your property. Seriously, I've never seen anybody do this because I'm like way too much of a genius that I thought of this. But I really think that could probably work. Plus, if you build a house out of bricks like that, it's not going to be easily destroyed by the sky weapons that they use to just destroy an entire town in Los Angeles. You know, because they don't burn bricks. All those chimneys in that town are standing fine. It's just all the wooden houses that are made out of sticks were all burned to a crisp. People pay $1 trillion for a house made out of shitty little popsicle sticks. Everyone does. And then the government comes along and just burns it all away with some fag satellite balloon weapon. And there goes your popsicle stick house. But just like they warned us in the Three Little Dicks Pigs story, if you build a house out of bricks, it won't really survive other weather attacks, like maybe a flood. Maybe it would survive a flood, I don't know. I'm not sure, but it definitely would probably hopefully survive a stupid sky laser bullshit that just wiped out a whole town full of popsicle stick houses in LA last week. And that fire also came with amazing 100-mile-an-hour winds, completely normal and natural. And the same exact thing happened in my town 2 months ago. 100-mile-an-hour winds, and what do you expect? A fire as well. And this was a month or two ago, in like very close to my town, in Malibu. And so I guess every time I go, if I ever walk outside and there's 100-mile-an-hour winds, I'm thinking, the fag government did it. This isn't natural. I never see this any other day. And oh look, coincidentally on this day, there's a fire somewhere. Amazing. It's always, never just high winds, always comes with a fire for some reason. Don't know why. I don't know if their weapons have to use wind for some reason for it to work. I doubt it, but or they're just using that as a scapegoat, like, oh, the winds did it. It wasn't our laser beams, you know. But I don't know. The wind is way too strong when this happens. But I've been listening to this new witch. She's not new. She has some witch music, which I'm not happy about because I feel like you kind of get cursed listening to witch music. But her name's Aurora. She's made some pretty catchy songs. And I even before I Googled whether she self-identifies as a witch, which of course she does, I knew she probably was one because her music video had a bunch of butterflies in it. You know, the slave programming. They always use butterflies. And there was a bunch of other weird things. She has a song called Queendom, where she's making out with women. And for some reason, witches love making out with women and banging women. I don't understand why. I think, I'm wondering if it's just because they hate God who created man and woman. So for some reason, all these women want to be lesbians to spit in the face of God or something. I don't quite get it. But that's what I'm guessing. I don't really get it. In the Jewish book, the Zohar, it says that women are more prone to witchcraft because they're of the left pillar of darkness, and men are of the right pillar of light and of wisdom, and the left pillar is darkness and understanding, and the mother's on the left pillar, called Bina, who created this world without the consent of the father, Hokmah, wisdom. But it talks about there's some reasons why they're so prone to witchcraft, whereas men aren't in the Zohar. But anyways, I don't know if it didn't really talk about lesbians though in the Zohar in that chapter, if I recall. But yeah, I already knew. I saw you see a woman make a lesbian music video and you're like, yep, she's probably a witch because it's just too obvious. But she does have a very beautiful voice. Some witches maybe do have a nice voice, and her songs are pretty kind of catchy as well. So it's tricky. The creepy thing is there's those movies where whenever they say the witch's name, then the witch like can see them and can sense them just from them saying their name. Reminds me of the Wizard of Oz witch, where she can kind of see them using a crystal ball whenever they talk about her or some crap. There's also several movies where witches can see people when they say their name. Another one that comes to my mind is the Marvel movie Doctor Strange, the latest one that came out a few years ago, a year ago or something, where the witch's name is America, of course, amazing. And another witch movie that I saw where she hears your name, when you say her name, she sees you, was, what was it? I just watched it, very recent. It was that stupid movie Red One, that came out about Santa Claus. Same thing. Of course, you have other references to this, like Voldemort. Whenever you say his name, he sees you, I think. And weirdly enough, the other witch that comes to mind, if she is a witch, probably, is the name you're not supposed to say in Judaism. The two names, Sam, and the other female one being Lil. It might be a similar thing where if you say her name, it gives more power over to the dark side of the tree, or the klipa, basically. So I'd imagine maybe, I don't know, maybe there's something there. Anyway.
Now it's time to have a snuggle with my very best friend in the whole wide world. You. Well, I'm glad you could come over. See you soon. Bye. clown jumped over the moon.